Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Anacleto, aka Azrael Anacleto, and today I am here to bring you guys one of my very first projects for this brand new front end series that I'm doing with the hopes of getting a job in software development or just the tech industry in general. I would be fine with web development as well. But the goal is to become proficient at technologies such as Java, Spring Boot, and .NET with ASP.NET Core, ASP.NET MVC, SQL Server, maybe some Azure, some Docker, some Entity Framework Core, and maybe develop some design practices, some industry standards along the way. So, in case you couldn't tell, the first project that I did for this front end series or this kind of front end challenge that I am doing um, is the Hulu clone. Now, if you don't know what Hulu clone is, a Hulu clone is essentially, Hulu is a streaming provider. Now it's owned by Netflix. Excuse me, it's not owned by Netflix. It's owned by Disney Plus. Now, it used to be not owned by Disney Plus, and that was like the time that that I took inspiration for the design. That was the time when I was using Hulu, and that was July 2021. Now you will see that my design or my HTML, CSS, JavaScript code for the static Hulu clone is different from the landing page that you are seeing presently in front of your screen. And in my static design, I don't have the login functionalities. Now I could implement all of that and I could make it full stack. Like I could actually make everything work, but that will take way too much time, and uh some I am not in a position to like spend that much time on projects, especially since internship is here, life is busy, um potential robotics internship along the horizon as well. And we got clients, we got copywriting clients, we got software development clients, and we got like a lot of things, and I'm just trying to like learn. And I basically only have like a year left. Not even a year because it's just fast track. The academic calendar is very fast, and I am gonna try and get a job in tech instead of relying on my course because I don't like my course and I'm not passionate about my course. I used to, but things changed. I kind of woke up. I learned, hey, this isn't for me. I enjoy tech, freelancing, virtual assistants, copywriting, business, and all of that stuff more. And that's what I'm pursuing right now. Some copywriting and some website development. Anyway, so yeah, so I essentially chose Hulu instead of Netflix because I was essentially going to do a Netflix clone. But first of all, everyone and their mother is doing a Netflix clone. Patience. Um, with Netflix as like the clone or like the subject of what they're doing. And I just preferred Hulu over Netflix. I don't know why, but I just did. At the time of 2021, especially in July, was when I subscribed to Hulu and I used their streaming service. And it was the first ever streaming service that I felt like it was actually worth it. That it was actually worth the money that you were paying them. And I think that's like one of the only services that I will end up using. The other one, probably ChatGPT in the near future. Maybe some Azure, maybe some AWS. Can't tell, don't know right now, but we'll see. Anyway, the point is that Hulu is like what has a special place in my heart. It's like one of the only streaming providers that I use, and not to mention it, like using it is like easier for me in terms of using Netflix. Like everything is just so simple to use. Nowadays it's just too complicated, which is why I didn't choose this UI right here. The landing page is not for me. Like the user interface is a bit off. Everything looks more complicated. There's way more unnecessary stuff here. Yeah. And see, this doesn't even load instantaneously, so that's kind of, a turn off for me. I would actually want to see this movie. I think watching this movie in the cinemas would be hype, but it's not gonna be showing in cinemas anymore because it's way past airing time, and this movie's been out for a while. So yeah, unless they're re-airing. Shogun actually looks really good. See, Hulu like recommends you like really good shows that they don't even know what you like. Like you're not even logged in and they're recommending you already good shows. That's how clean Hulu is. Like Netflix UI might look awesome. The thing about Netflix is that it has like such a nowadays it has like such a limited option of like movies, TV shows, and anime to watch. And Hulu just has like more things with it. Right? The original Hulu interface was so much easier. It was really nice to use, and it felt like it was simple and it worked. Nowadays, Hulu, like I said, it's just like it's owned by Disney Plus. It looks way more complicated, and it's using Next.js. Now, I have no problem with Next.js. It's using Datadog. It's using a lot of tech stacks. This is very, very modern web development. I don't know how I feel about modern web development. I still think it's good. Like modern UI and modern design is definitely something that I need to learn more, and I need to open my eyes to a lot more. But presently, it's not aligning with what I want to learn. You know, and I'm trying to like have a specialty. I'm not trying to be like another JavaScript developer, because everyone and their mother is doing JavaScript, especially with well, TypeScript. But TypeScript is super set JavaScript, especially with boot camps and like these content creators like teaching everyone, hey, after you finish my course within 6 months, you're gonna get a Mang job. And they teach you a little bit of data structures at the end. And if you buy my course, 100% gonna be like a better software engineer. You're gonna get a job within no time, and I'm not gonna be wasting your time on all these people. And it just like never works. Like you could never just learn coding within 6 months. That is why I'm attempting to get into a company. I don't care if it's a startup, enterprise, or whatever, as long as it has like, even if it doesn't have training. I'm initially aiming for one that has training, but like supportive seniors that could guide you or teach you like industry practices, like design patterns and all that good stuff that you should be learning. As I realize those are things that you will not learn by just like doing self projects on your own and self-study. Anyway, yeah, let's go on ahead with the project. So this is a project. As you can see, log in, try this, and then random password 1 2 3 4 5. That's not actually the password, and I'm just going to show you guys this. See, it doesn't work. Yeah, but you see, it asks to save your password and username, so it gives the illusion that it does work, but it doesn't. It doesn't work. So this is purely just a static design. You will see later on why. Right here. The later on is right now. So you click Facebook. This is not even Twitter is no longer a thing. It's X now. Ciao Elon. So you click any of these icons, any of the social media icons, and none of them are responsive. Like I said, it is a static website. It is mostly made within, I think I made this within 2 weeks with trial and error, mostly just learning CSS. CSS is super hard for me, and CSS is not really enjoyable, but it's something that I have to learn and something I have to adapt to. And if I want to work in tech, I need to have a learning and adaptable mindset. So essentially, the essence of what I'm doing is that maybe I get lucky enough, because I'm going to upload this on Facebook, YouTube, and on LinkedIn, and there's some recruiters that see this and they're like, oh, this guy can build web apps even though they're just static. I'm going to be building some full stack web apps. I'm still not sure if I want to do it in .NET or in Laravel, given the amount of time and the stuff that I have to learn, especially with my life responsibilities right now, because I live alone and I have to work well. Like, bills have to pay for themselves. Excuse me, bills aren't gonna pay for themselves, and in order to have the bills paid, I need to like go out there and find money. And if I'm just gonna be making like projects like this, I'm not gonna be getting money unless people are gonna hire me. Clients are gonna reach out to me. They're gonna be like, hey, yo, make me like a coffee shop website or whatever, which I can start to do. Just HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which is like things that I know now. I'm not even that good at JavaScript. I'm still just a beginner, but I'm learning and I'm crafting projects, which is what I think really matters here. And actually, this is actually my third take of retaking this, because the neighbors were just like super annoying and like really loud, but they've calmed down, and it's actually in the middle of the night, and I need to sleep because I have stuff to do tomorrow. So I'm just recording this even though I'm really tired. As you can see, this is also mobile responsive. So see, iPhone 14 Pro Max, and you can see it's very mobile responsive. Oh, I miss Bob's Burgers. I don't even know if it's still on, but if it is, then I would watch it. Nice. Yeah, it's so cool. And this is what I'm talking about, like Hulu 2021 July edition. It just looks way better. Like it just looks way cleaner. It's not as convoluted as this. Like get them both, get them all free. Like bro, I'm just checking out the landing page, and this is the first thing that I see. I see the offer instantaneously. Give me information about it first, or at least hook me in with your simple design. Everything here is just all over my face. I don't like it. It's way too complicated. Yeah. And now, so I'm gonna be explaining why I have three versions of this. So the first one is, I don't know if I'm recording. I think I'm gonna end it off with 15 minutes. I hope to end it off with 15 minutes. Anyway, yeah. So essentially what happened is that this was all good and dandy and everything was going fine. But for some reason when I hosted it on Bristol, it broke. I'm just gonna show you right now. See, it broke. It was it originally looked like this. Yeah, this was originally what it looked like. So I had to recreate the repo and I had to recode everything. Well, not recode everything. I like modified the code and stuff, which took me like an additional week. Yeah, so I could have finished sooner. I'm doing this to have like quick projects that I could show, learn quickly, get a portfolio quickly, and see how far I can reach the market with the pace I'm going. That's what's good. So. Anyway, so everything looks good here, which is I'm still like confused on why stuff like this is happening. Because if I'm looking at the code, it looks like industry standard level front end code. Because when you see enough front end code like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, TypeScript, Vue, Angular, or whatever popular, you know, Next.js as well, library or framework there is right now, you will start to see that there is a similarities. There is a similarity to most of these things. And what is HTML at the end of the day? It's just tags. It's just div class and tags. That's literally the essence of CSS. CSS, HTML. See, I'm like so tired right now that I can't even like process and say my thoughts properly. But hey, let's just get this video done. Maybe it will like generate traction. I get like some personal branding here and there, and I apply it because I accidentally opened it like 2 times already. And see, the code isn't even that bad. I feel like this is good code. Like I don't have an experience to say if this is actually industry level code, but okay, I'm a beginner, I'm still learning, and I feel like this is really good. Like this is really good progress. The fact that I'm able to build a website that look exactly like the 2021 version of Hulu is something that I thought I would never in like 4 years I would be able to do. I thought it would take me like more time, but anyway, it also has like an image folder and everything's just here. I just added like a couple screenshots to like track my progress and flex it a bit on social media. So yeah, this initially was the project. It's a bit annoying that it didn't work out, but it is what it is. As a developer, you have to be adaptable. Anyway, right here, second one. This is the one that is hosted, the one that I showed you earlier. I also have a Netlify version, but it's the exact same thing. I guess the Netlify version loads like 2 seconds, like earlier, maybe 3 seconds, doesn't matter. So this one, the main reason that it is looking like this, it looks all wonky and it's like mono repo. It looks like a Nest.js repo, but like way worse. It's because I tried everything. I tried to put it, you know, in a folder that has like all the image or the source or whatever. Because you normally call like the folder with like the SVGs and the pictures, like source, src, image or whatever, right? But it just didn't work. I tried double slash. I've tried absolute path, which isn't good because if you're gonna be working with other developers, just like hard to read, it's hard to maintain, it's hard to debug, and it just ruins the code base. But absolute path works. It's just not advisable to use. I've tried double dot and then the directory. I've tried double slash. I've tried single. None of them work. So in the end, what ended up working for me is so I could finish and host a project. I have to move on and I have to do other projects too. There's a software development client and there's a copywriting client which pays, and this doesn't. And this is just like something I do in my free time to like learn, because this is actually my passion. Yeah. So if you look at the code, it's practically the same. Like, yeah, I learned some grid, some flexbox, and actually had a bit trouble with the font because Rubik. That's not actually the font with Hulu. I had to find something that was just like, similar to like what Hulu looked like, and Rubik was like the closest that I could find in terms of Google fonts. So I learned border box, I did flex, I did grid, and everything just looks better. And if you look at the index.html, where is it? See, this is why I don't like monorepo. And if I could actually make it where I would, because it just looks wonky and all over the place. It just doesn't look good. And if someone is like looking at this, like a technical recruiter is looking at this, they're probably gonna say, oh, this just doesn't look good. Like everything's messy, it's all over the place. Why would we hire you when we have like developers that are much more efficient, much more clean at coding than you? Yeah. So this does look like normal code, normal front end code. Because if you've seen enough front end HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, Angular, Vue, Next, a little bit spelled into there as well. Like they all look the same, or they have like certain similarities that make you like distinguish them. Another good example of this is Bootstrap. Like Bootstrap, whenever you see like a website that's like Bootstrap, it just looks the same with like other websites that Bootstrap as well. It looks bootstrappy in a sense. That's what I like to call it. Why is this hollow? This is supposed to be Hulu, but I don't think it matters at this point. Anyway, I guess there are some parts here that look a bit wonky. I guess I did cook up a bit, but at the end of the day, we all have our coding styles, and as you can see, the JavaScript is very minimal. JavaScript, yeah, very minimal. Let's move on quickly to the final version. So the final version is essentially, it is literally just the same thing. It's the same as the repository that I showed you guys earlier, but the thing is now it has an images folder, and this actually works. But when you host it, excuse me, not host, I mean, yeah, when you host it and when you live server it using VS Code extension, like the design is there, but the pictures are not popping up. Like it doesn't look as crispy clean because the pictures are not there. It's just not syncing. It's just not appearing with the design, and it's just annoying. So yeah. Now this is what it's supposed to look like. An images folder, everything's clean. Now there's some people that put index, HTML, and then JavaScript and CSS separate folders, but I don't like that. So I just have them like outside, and then I just have like the rest here. Yeah. But if I'm using something like React, then it's gonna auto generate for me. I'm gonna X this because it looks wonky and ugly. I hope you guys like saw the project. I hope you thought it was cool. Maybe there's some recruiters out there that are willing to like recruit me. If you have like feedback, I'm very tired. I think I'm gonna end this video and like my bed's waiting for me.